What is up, everyone? Happy Thursday night. Actually, it's just about to be Friday night. Just another day here relaxing with some video games, or, well, just about to now that you're here. I figured, why don't we step away from Horizon and Fallout and all the wonderful, more modern games and take a trip back to 2001 when Hideo Kojima had blessed my heart and forever stolen it, because Metal Gear has been just that series that makes everything better about life. And being an adult really sucks less when you love something like Metal Gear. So we're here today to play some Metal Gear, but we're not gonna play a PlayStation 2 emulator. We're not gonna go and get some rebuild. No, we are playing on a bona fide PlayStation 2 fat model that has been modded. This is actually my original PS2, boys and girls. That's right. This baby right here got me through all of childhood. Right? PS1 and then PS2. We grew up pretty poor, but my mom and my sister, who are the ones that raised me, they worked their hearts and souls out to be able to get me this thing and everything that I had. So thank you, mom and sister. I love you guys so much. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have these wonderful things. If I didn't have these wonderful things, I wouldn't love video games. If I didn't love video games, I wouldn't have enjoyed my childhood probably nearly as much. I'm kidding. It would have been great. It was great. But this is that much better. So let's not talk too much. Let's get in here. Now, for those of you who don't know, free McBoot, right? What the heck is that? Well, if you know, you know. If you don't, I'm going to teach you. So free McBoot is essentially a way to, well, really boot not a different operating system. I don't want to call it that, but really how to launch different applications on the PS2. It essentially provides everything that's needed to mod this console and to allow us to unlock a lot of little different features, but most importantly, if we want to be able to load games, right? Whether it's from USB or from a built-in hard drive that you would put in with the modified network adapter, which is what I've got. And it's really, really neat. I won't go into all the specifics of it right now, but just know that, man, oh man, does it make everything cool, right? Again, we have some really detailed stuff. Like, we can actually start changing a little bit about how the actual PlayStation 2 is going to load some things. But again, we're not here to talk about all that. We're going to talk about Metal Gear. Now, if playing on a real PS2 wasn't enough, right? If that wasn't good enough for us, we are not going to be playing games off of the actual hard drive or anything. No, my friends, we have the disc right here, an original Metal Gear Sons of Liberty, and we're going to open up that sticky DVD drive that I got to work on. It feels so good, guys. I'm really sick of digital downloads. I really am. I want physical. I want to own my media. I want to actually play my console. Not this booty that we're talking about here, where everything's digital and you don't own anything, even if it is DRM free. Physical media should return. It should make its way back to us because that's what people want. I think we all want to cut away. So I'll shut up for a minute and let you enjoy the intro here. Now, I don't know, again, if some of you are really getting into your nostalgia, but I'm in my 30s, and maybe it's an early midlife crisis, but man, oh man, does this all bring back memories. And I've played Metal Gear Solid 2, as well as 1 and Snake Eater and 4, numerous of times, each over and over again. I never get sick of it. Truly my favorite series of all time. But again, there's just something special that you feel about reliving these moments. So, you feel like you're missing something in life, or if things haven't been as fun or something like that, just remember that, remember your childhood. Never stop being a kid. You gotta grow up and definitely have to be responsible for things, but you don't have to grow up all the way. So, I've actually been doing this more on my Xbox. I actually own the HD collection back from the 360 days, and so I'm able to play it on my Series X. I also, of course, own it on the HD collection for Xbox 360. And I have it on, well, I pretty much have it on every console, dude. It's kind of an obsession at this point. But I've been always a big fan of working on the dog tag collection, right? And so that's actually what I'm on to right now. And I'm going through the plant section of the game right now. So we already got all of them in the very easy mode for the tanker. Now I've pretty much completed on my Xbox. I think I'm probably like 20 dog tags away. But you know, I'm gonna do it everywhere. I think one of the reasons I really want to do it on the PS2 is I want to look back in 20 years if this thing even still works and pull out my PS2 memory card and be able to actually go for it. Now I loaded the game and it's black, and that's not usually a thing that happens here. So we're gonna, we'll see. We just gotta be patient. All right. So here's the impressive thing, right? Usually, I mean, these capture cards are pretty freaking shitty, right? When you think about it, they are pretty dang booty. Yet it is totally amazing that there's barely any lag here. Between me moving on the actual controller, the lag is non-existent almost. I mean, there's a very tiny amount if you really, really, really look for it. But again, I'm impressed by how little lagging there actually is. That says a lot here, right? Because usually you got to go for these. Hope he doesn't get mad. Usually you got to go for this really high end, not really high end, but capture cards you can't cheap out because then the quality just gets really crappy. Oh wow, that was stupid. You know, the worst part is that I remember I remember this guy's like patrol, and yet I still acted stupid. So let's see if we can wake his ass up. Now I will tell you guys, like I said, this is a crappy. If you don't know how much this actually cost back in the day, this is an easy cap device, which is literally bottom of the barrel. I think it was specifically meant to allow people to, like, transfer VCRs and everything else, VCR tapes that they have, to their consoles, right? Or to like a digital format. And so, the fact that it's playing with this little latency is amazing. Now it is outputting only 480i, I'm pretty sure. We're streaming at 480p, so, or I'm sorry, at 1080p. Wow. So there's a bit of ugliness going on here. I will invest in a good capture card eventually. This was really more an experiment in what can I do with what I've got. And I actually had gotten this off of, so my fiance's uncle had passed away a few years ago, and his wife had reached out to me, being a computer guy, and asked me to do her the favor of, yes, good. Reached out to me and asked me to do her the favor of, I'm pretty sure it's in here. Asked me to do her a favor, and wow, that was just stupid. Why did I do that? Oh my god. See, there are some moments where, like, I'm usually really good at this game, but I'm just not even paying attention, and just going nowhere. So we'll hide in here for a sec until this goes away. Anywho. Shut down. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't have that stuff. Oh, that's embarrassing. I don't know why I'm being nice and just trying to, like, yeah, I'm gonna die. It's okay. I'd rather die at sort of this point. Come on. God damn it. How many bullets can I take? Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that this is not a very good capture card at all. And it's doing quite well for what it is. Now, I don't know exactly what the quality is like on the stream, so we'll find out. But again, we are basically going from 480p up to 1080p. It's not exactly the most lossless capture, but again, the latency is really low for being a capture card that was what maybe $20 at the time of release. So it was really nothing. the grand scheme of it.
Freeze.
It was really nothing in the grand scheme of it. So, you know, we'll evaluate how it is after this, and then, you know, get something better. Now, the most difficult part is, you know, so the highest I can capture at. I don't know why I went past that. So the highest, you know, like the best output you're gonna get on the PS2 is if you have the component cables. You're gonna be able to output at. I mean, it's still 480p, but it's pretty much the highest quality it's gonna be. Now, I will say that ideally, I want to use a better capture card. Now, it's very hard nowadays to find any decent capture card that's gonna support composite or component. And I've been looking around, and there's been some little options that I found. Like for example, I found some presentation scaling equipment. So basically, stuff that people, you know, companies and like meeting places will use, or convention centers will use to kind of mix signals together to scale up for presentations. I don't understand what I'm doing here. How did I forget which way to go here? That's pretty freaking embarrassing, now, isn't that? So much for being a Metal Gear fan. But yeah, so there are some scalers out there that you can acquire that would work really well for this. They do add a so slight amount of latency, more than this, at least from what I understand, but maybe that's not exactly true. And some of them have recording out, right? They will actually output HDMI, and so not only will they actually do proper scaling, and you know, it's usually enterprise hardware or for businesses, so the scaling is usually good quality chips, you know, a dedicated hardware to do it, not just some junky software rendered, you know, badly scaled crap. So the point being is, I might have to get kind of creative a little bit in finding out, you know, how I'm going to capture this in the best quality possible without spending, you know, probably $600 on something purpose made. So the devices I'm talking about, there's a company called Extron. They make one model that it'll actually take in like composite component, S-video, RGB signal, and can output it all over. Take a VGA as well, I think, if I didn't say that, and output it over HDMI. So that might have to be the way I go. Ooh. Trouble loading, huh? So I will tell you, this disc is not dirty. Right? This is actually a pretty much clean, scratchless disc. There's not a single problem with it. So we might actually have a little bit of laser issue going on. Oh no. Right? That would suck. We haven't had any laser issues on this, but like I said, the disk drive tray does have a little bit of trouble opening and closing. It opens very slowly and it closes, but it reaches kind of its limit point and it gets pushed back. So I think one of the belts is messed up. But and I did clean up the laser, but maybe, just maybe, it actually needs either a new laser or just needs to have its power adjust a little bit. So I might have to look into that. We'll give it another minute here and see if it'll catch up. I think we're screwed, guys. All right, let's just reset. It's supposed to be a shortcut that I can reset, but there we go. Well, that's disappointing. If we continue to have trouble, we can just load it from the hard drive, and that's fine. But again, I like playing the actual discs. Obviously, loading from a hard drive is much more reliable. It's just, I'm just really being picky about it. There's no reason to be doing all this. But again, I have the discs for a reason, to use them. So why not take advantage of that? So I was actually kind of speed running this a little bit. I got the first one done, as you can see, in like 2 hours, and that was with me taking a little bit of time to grab some, like, I don't want to call it B-roll, but just, you know, little shots of the game as we're going, so that I can maybe use them for videos later. And then I basically left my PlayStation running after I did a bunch of work, a bunch of stuff in the game during work. And when I finally saved it, it was 4 hours later. So I should have already been done, according to that. So um, I'm not trying to like cover for my, super long time or anything, but it's just something to think about. In case you think that I suck, which is fine. I can accept it if you think I suck. I'm okay with that. So, okay, we may be having some, yeah, we might be having some disk issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and just like reload it here and see what's going on. It's crazy to think how spoiled we really are when it comes to games like anymore. I mean, I'm watching it on the screen, right? And just like that free, the boot logo is just the McBoot logo is just ugly as hell. It's pixelated to shit. Not that it's ugly. I mean, the guys did a great job. It's just like we've come so far to the point where the realism we get now out of video games is just mind blowing. And to think that in 2001, I mean, Metal Gear Solid, this was one of the like more spectacular games, right? I mean, not only was it innovative, and I know I'm a fan, so I'm going to be biased, but I think everyone can agree. Konami and specifically Hideo Kojima, he was ahead of his time, right, in making this game. The attention to detail that went into this, the fact that they got so much to happen on just the hardware of the PS2, which was arguably like not the greatest graphics in comparison to some of the competitors at the time, like the GameCube and the Xbox. Um, so it's just the fact that all this was able to be accomplished is mind blowing, right? It's a really shows you what happens when you have passion and you love what you're doing. Right? Now, I think we're going to be stuck in the same situation, so it may be prudent to, because I can hear that it's loading. And again, the disc is basically brand new, right? There is no reason it should not read it. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to eject it out, and we'll go ahead and load. We'll just use, I think I have this game on the internal hard drive too. We'll just go ahead and continue there for the sake of the chat or the stream. Now, if that's not the case, well, then we're kind of SOL, aren't we? And that's not going to be as fun. That would be very sad, in fact. So let's see what we can do. Now, if we need to cut this stream short, we will. Again, there's not really any viewers, and when you guys do eventually get here one day, these are all the beginning videos as I just share with you the cool stuff that we're doing. Wow, that's a shame. I thought I really had put it on here. Interesting. Well, why don't we, just because I am a sucker for some of these games, I mean, everyone remembers Need for Speed Underground too, right? I sure hope you do at least. Um, but why don't we play some Mission Impossible Operation Surma? For those of you who have not played this game, this one was a sleeper. I don't think as many people knew about it at the time as they should have. Um, killer pause music, or not even just pause music, but just like killer music in the game, in the soundtrack. Um, they had this really awesome like metal kind of like sound. You'll hear it in the game. And on top of it, the gameplay was actually really great. I again, like, I know Mission Impossible on PS1 got some notoriety, not a crap load, but a good amount. And then this one was kind of just slept on. I mean, the Mission Impossible series kind of died off a little bit, at least in the games, and not so much in the movies for a while. Um, so if you haven't played this one, I highly suggest you look it up. I'm gonna let you listen to this. This is how good it is. Get ready for this drop. This goes so hard for a video game. Doesn't that just make you want to, like, just rip the world apart? I mean, the double bass at the end, just like, so great. Like, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's the kind of, and this too. Listen, it's just like, whoever was doing that ride cymbal work was just, it just goes so good. As you can see, I've played this a good bit. Honestly, these are some great games. So mission 2 is probably my favorite. You basically break into this lab, are supposed to basically destroy this virus, and then there's also a part mission where you basically go into this giant computer mainframe where all the disc arrays are accessed by robotic arms. Very, 2000s.
Is protected by handprint scanner, Ethan.
Always that. That's one of the things I love the most about the aesthetic of games back in this era.
We'll also use those codes to trace the source of the virus. See if it's the same.
It definitely is one of the things I missed the most, which was like this ultra scientific modern technology concept for the games, right? That really made it something that, it's kind of why I loved Metal Gear. It was just, again, that awesome, scientific knowledge based with some pseudoscience in there concept. And I don't even remember the controls in this goddamn game. But again, for me, there was just something about that.
Thank you.
Oh god, she's gonna find me. Yep, I fucked up.
Alert. Security system
See?
engaged. Facility
Yeah,
lockdown commenced.
I'm gonna kill you when I get a chance. Yeah, you too.
They don't look like outlaw types to me.
This guy's just watching me commit a crime. But yeah, it was just like, it was all this, I'm gonna die. It was all this modern, yep, dead.
Security system disengaged.
Abort the mission. Repeat, abort the mission.
Abort the mission, abort the mission. He's been shot. Oh my god, guys, abort the mission. Anyway, I'm, as you can tell, I'm so tired I can't keep my words straight, but it was just something about that scientific, realistic blending concepts of the real world with, these highly technological concepts, right? At the time, it was, you guys know what I'm talking about, late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, the viewpoint of how technology worked and hackers and, ultra high tech was fingerprint scanners and massive mainframes with all these disks that had lasers guarding them and man traps, and it was just like, just awesome storytelling that really pulled the imagination for technology, which I appreciated. I loved technology. I still do. All my favorite books, all my favorite movies, they all go into these concepts of tech.
Norton will not be giving that lecture. It was canceled.
Newfangled.
Well, to be perfectly honest honest with you, I don't know why.
I don't know, like these new types of stories, right? That made it so cool and really added some flair to these games.
Know anything about that?
Now,
Nope. Level 9 clearance though.
again, it's been a while since I played this, so I forget like all of the
Probably
controls.
CIA.
But yeah, there's these guys over there talking.
They don't look like beltway types to me.
Maybe not. Odd couple though. Asian guy gives you the chills, but the girl's a sweetheart.
There's Batman. Um, but I guess what I'm saying is that there was so much good stuff happening back in those times. I mean, I feel like, you know, the pursuit of profit really just ruined everything, right? It really did. And I think we know, you know, because it wasn't until the 2000s, it wasn't until the dot-com bubble where we really started to see the true greed of how corporations and investment basically, well, private equity was always kind of a problem, but essentially how really corporations and business became just really fully about the bottom dollar, fully about the price tag. Because, you know, when we talk about, sure, all along there's always been profiteering, absolutely. Even 70s, 80s, and 90s, they had people making profits. This is just always hilarious to me that they can't see me here. But, you know, profiteering and everything else hasn't gone away. Nothing is different. The only difference now is that, you know, we're much more greedy about it, I think. Oh, motherfucker. Why did I do that? You piece of shit. Somebody's gonna ring that fucking alarm, I'm sure of it.
Security breach.
Yep, fucking A. Of course. It's always these pricks that go out and rat on me. Let's see if they go. I might have to hit a scientist in the face once or twice. But yeah, like, you know, we always knew it was about money. We always knew it was. That's no doubt. But, you know, it really has become now all about the profit. I mean, these AAA studios are being bought up by private equity. I mean, like, half of the crap that Ubisoft is doing, being bought up by the Middle East, by a company in the Middle East, I'm pretty certain it is. You know, it's all private equity, and I think it's fucking Jared Kushner's company or some stupid shit like that. Just something absurd and ridiculous. But and don't quote me on that. I know it's something similar to that, but I'm not 100% on the details. But it goes to show you again that, you know, we've really, you know, back in the 2000s, in the 2010, early 2010s, and in the 90s and 80s, you know, there really weren't these massive AAA studios. I mean, sure, they started to come up, you know, Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, way back then, games were so much more focused on, yes, making money, absolutely, but, you know, they tied into... Shut up. I don't think it kills him.
Something tells me this guy's not gonna be all that verbal.
I'm sure he's very broken up about that too.
The jokes never cease to
Spelman,
amaze.
while I look for a slightly more alert staff member.
But
who
anyway,
won't try
like,
anything stupid.
as you can see, like, man, I really... Oh, fuck. I really need to get some more sleep too soon, because it is just not working for me. Shit. I gotta go all the way back here to do it. Anyway, what I'm really just trying to get at is that the times have changed, and I know I sound like an old man just complaining about how good the old days were, but I think there's a lot of truth.
Security system disengaged. Facility lockdown aborted.
I swear to God, bro, your ass is getting kicked. There was just something different about how
Something
companies
tells me this
did
guy's not gonna
business.
be all that verbal.
I'm sure he's very broken up about that too.
Okay, sit tight, Spelman, while I look for a slightly more alert staff member who won't try anything stupid.
Yeah, that's right. I keep knocking these guys out, and I gotta ask somebody, because I won't be able to find anything on the computers. Anyway, I've been trying to make this point for the last 5 minutes. It's just simply put that times have changed. You all see it in all different ways. I mean, look at the S&P 500. It's a great indication of when we really started being profit mongers. Like, truly started getting into it and only caring about profit. Private equity companies started buying up game development studios. Yep.
Alert. Security system engaged.
Somebody found the body.
Commence.
It's just totally different now. And like, if that's how it's gonna be, you know, things are the way that they are. But I find it just absolutely absurd that, you know, we allowed these kinds of things to happen, and and the quality has suffered. Quality of everything has suffered as a result of that, right? Things are just no longer as good as they used to be. We can accept that, sure. I really thought I had to grab one of these guys, but I'm gonna have to grab something else. But yeah, like, it just, I wish things would go back to the way they were. And not that I want to remove modernity, because I think... Oh, you bastard, come here. It's not that I want to reduce modernity or get rid of... What the... It's just more about the fact that we can have the awesome stuff that we had back then without giving up everything that makes us better, right? That made games great and that made entertainment awesome. I again, I get it. Profits. We gotta appease the stakeholders so that they give us more money to expand, to build more games, to do more studio stuff. Like, sure, I get that. There's something here, and I don't know what. I can get all of that, right? But what I will never, ever in my life understand is, I don't know how it works. I guess everyone just keeps buying the game, so who cares, right? It's like, why do better if nobody cares that the standard is that low? You know? Or, I guess, as they say, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? But that's not quite exactly the same. Alright, before we go and grip this guy up, body grab. There we go, body grab. That's what we're gonna get him. Come here, pal. Oh.
This guy's knocked out. Is that gonna be a problem?
Only if you want him to answer questions.
You know, I'm sick of your people's jokes. You guys are making fun of me, and I'm very sensitive to that right now, okay? I don't appreciate all the laughing you're doing.
Please don't hurt me.
Come here. Come here. Let's talk. You talk? Sprechen Sie English? You mother... What are... Okay.
Security system engaged.
They're
Facility
dead?
lockdown commenced.
These people are dead? I didn't think I was that strong. What, am I knocking him out with lead in my fists? Like... So as you can see, this is just pretty much a shit show at this point.
Attention, those
Again, you know, this is what I'm talking about, the pseudoscience, like the, showing up and hacking a terminal with some...
forces return to check
Okay, basically it looks like a flipper zero, so maybe there is some somewhat decent truth to that. Maybe, just maybe, but... Okay, well, yep, these guys are murked then. So I don't know where... I'm supposed to find something on these computers, but only after I talk to someone I'd be able to. So... I can just... What am I taking him? Okay, I guess I'll hide his stupid ass. Oh, somebody's coming to fuck me up. The little bondage strap he has, or whatever the fuck that's supposed to be on it, you know.
Alert. Security system engaged. Facility lockdown commenced.
You there! It's been shot. Abort the mission. Repeat, abort the mission.
Alright guys, I love you all so much, but I am way too tired, so we will try this again when I have some time. If anything, this was just a little test run of the game capture. I'm going to watch it back, see if I can tweak it any other way to make it even better, but I think if I'm seeing it right, it looks good. So, have yourself a great night. I'll probably come on live tomorrow, but if not, enjoy your weekend, rest up, and remember not to work yourself to death. Alright, friends.